New Year in that regard, and a blessed New Year. We'll say a prayer for that later. But it's also the day, 9/11 is the day that was a day of tragedy 10 years ago. And I just also want to acknowledge that in our prayers for the departed, we remember those who were tragically killed in America because we're here in America. And if we were in India, then we would remember those that were killed by the train bomb blasts, and you can go on through all the different kinds of wars and different kinds of destructions. And we as Orthodox Christians, we remember all the departed, and we hope that the Lord will find them a place in the heavenly Jerusalem, along with all the righteous. And so we pray that the Lord will forgive their sins and offenses and anything that would cause them to not be able to have the benefits that all Christians aspire to attain. And by the way, that's why we also pray for all of us the same prayers that we pray for even those that are gone, that we don't know what their religious affiliation was. We still pray for the Lord to have mercy upon them and to forgive them and to allow them to have a peace of heaven beyond our, in so many ways, many times, beyond our capacity to know how they would deserve it. And we just hope anyway. And the reason why we do this is because when we examine ourselves, we realize that we are not worthy of all the gifts of heaven either. And so we hope that people pray the same prayer for us, that the Lord will accept us into that heavenly Jerusalem and into a piece of his kingdom to come. Because we realize, if we're honest, how hard it is to live this human life without falling victim and prey, not to terrorists, but to our inner demons, perhaps, if you want to put it that way, but also to all the pulls of the flesh and all the pulls of this world that will keep us separated from God. And today's lesson's about that. We've gone through a couple of these different times, and over the years, over the past, it's been over 10 years now that we've been using this lectionary and these lessons from the Syrian lectionary, Malankar Syrian lectionary. And every time we go through, we get to this point in the year, I'm always feeling about the same, which is that somehow it's kind of morbid. This discussion is kind of really depressing on some level, because here we're talking constantly about the things that keep us from heaven or the things that separate us from God. And we're forgetting the benefits and the positive and wonderful things. But of course, we talk about those at different times of the year as well. So this time of year, although it is a time of transition, because we are going from one year to another, it's also a time of memory because of what happened in 9/11 in this country, which also, by the way, impacted the entire world, which was an unusual case that such a singular incident would have such a massive impact.